insurance forms better and faster. Thank you for taking the time to be with us today, and a special thank you to AAIS for co-hosting this webinar with us. A few housekeeping items before we begin. There will be time for questions at the end of the webinar. Please use the question box you see on your screen and submit your questions to me, and I'll pass them through to Jim or to Truman. Also, this session will be recorded, and we'll be providing the link to the recording after the webinar. And now I'd like to introduce our presenters. We have Truman Esmond, VP Customer Engagement at AAIS, Jim Tuma, Senior Sales Executive at Xpertdoc, and Francis Dion, CEO and founder of Xpertdoc.
Great. Thanks very much, Marlene. And again, thanks everybody for attending today. Hopefully this will be a very exciting and fun presentation for you. So I wanted to give you a little background on AAIS. I think a lot of folks that are here are probably at least a little bit familiar with us and kind of what we're looking to put together in our partnership with Xpertdoc. We are, as you may or may not know, we are the only nationwide not-for-profit accredited advisory organization with 28 property casualty programs, filed or reference rates, rules, and forms. We offer a full suite of advisory services, including statistical reporting, as well as an increasing focus on our ease of use and automation of our tools, which really speaks directly to our new relationship with Xpertdoc, working to support a lot of the initiatives we've built recently, including the AAIS underwriting platform, or UP, which we're enabling with their COP and inland marine programs and future programs to support the transactional or operational implementation of our programs, getting beyond the filed forms and manuals. We're also leveraging the AAIS DRC, or Data Resource Center, which will allow us to get more information analytics about our program performance and our members' performance in the marketplace. And then really what brings Xpertdoc here is really enabling our forms and the manuals and getting those programs or getting that information into your organizations in the best and most convenient way possible for you to actually do the work of program implementation on a day-to-day basis. So with that, I'd like to pass it over to Jim, and we can show how the AAIS forms and manuals are working inside the Xpertdoc technology.
Thanks, Truman. Happy to be here today and excited to start talking about some of the things we're working on. A little background on Xpertdoc for you that are new to us. We're a software company based in Montreal, Canada, 100% focused on document output and the customer communications. So all those documents that we're sending about and creating and leveraging to communicate with our clients and partners, that's where Xpertdoc comes in and assists with our various solutions. We have over 200 customers worldwide, life, health, P&C, and actually, as you can imagine, every industry has various documents that they're using in bulk and interactive fashion. So we actually have customers around the world in manufacturing and other avenues. As we said, they're worldwide. We have our focus in North America and specifically in the insurance industry right now. Our best support, we're known for our solutions being the best support of the Microsoft platform. We were recognized as the first to support Word's open XML format years ago and built our solutions on top of that. We're directly integrated with Dynamic CRM out of the box as well as SharePoint, and we're recognized as a top performer in Microsoft Azure for hosted environments. So we offer both on-premise and hosted solutions for our clients. Our business solutions sort of carry a wide range of needs for our clients. We have the batch, as you can imagine, bills at the end of the month, whether that's 10, 100, 1,000, a million. The interactive, fillable web form online, and then the electronic signature piece. So whether you want to sign those documents after they've been put out or include that in the interactive piece, we have solutions for everybody. Now, one of the things we're really proud of was last year, SMA awarded us their Solution Provider Innovation Award for our migration technology, our patent-pending migration technology. We were voted the most significant innovation of the year by 230 insurers, which we were very excited by and happy to accept. And please follow up with us for anyone has questions or needs surrounding migration of your legacy forms and templates. We're happy to help you and discuss those needs with you. Now, one of the things, as you can imagine, as we're talking about documents and forms here, one of the key pieces is integrating those documents to your core systems. That data is coming from somewhere, right? So whether it's your policy admin system or a billing system, a quoting system, whatever it is, we take that data and merge it with your fillable forms or automatically into your documents and forms to expedite that process. These are a couple of recent projects, just some examples here. Gallagher Bassett in Australia installed the OneShield solution for a policy admin system and brought in Xpertdoc as the output solution. We were able to pull that data and create their output for storage, long-term storage of the documents, as well as print, email, and fax. And that was done in 20 days. And that's sort of the key. One of the great features Xpertdoc brings to the table is our fast and efficient installation. Our clients rave about the fact of how easy and how streamlined the process was. It wasn't painful at all, which we all know can be quite an issue, historically for putting in new policy systems or new document output systems. Another one here, we're talking about a billing system integration. Mutual of Enumclaw over in the Seattle area recently acquired Guidewire's billing solution and had us come in to supply new output for their bills. In this case, again, 20 days, we did all the integrations to provide the ability to pull the data from Guidewire into the bills, output those bills, one path to storage to their, they have an in-house Highland on-base solution for content management, so their long-term storage, as well as sending out to their print provider the completed output. Again, fast, efficient, painless. Now today, specifically, we're here and excited to talk about our relationship with AAIS. One of the things, and a great thing of this, AAIS is not only a partnership, they're also a client of Xpertdoc, which we're very happy and excited about. We have a lot of things going on here, and look for future webinars on more of this relationship as it continues and grows. Today we're going to focus on the ability to bring in those AAIS forms into your environment, personalize, localize them. When we talk about that historically, when a new form comes in, it's released, think about that process of how you bring it in. How do you compare it to your existing forms? How are decisions made to compare them, decide what you're going to do with it? Are we going to add it? Are we going to change? Are we going to update it with our own language, as well as maybe personalize it and put our company logo, header, and the header and footer? So this allows us to reduce some of the delays, speed up adoption, hopefully streamline that customization piece, which will eventually, lower some of your risk and lower some of your costs. To show you, sort of like take a step back, sort of that high-level process. Typically here on the left, we have a new AAIS form come in. We're going to look at that, review it, maybe localize that, putting a new header, footer, whatever personalization we want to do to that document. Somewhere down the road, we have a new updated form from AAIS. Again, we're going to have to review that, update it, put in our local version. Now, what we're adding to this piece of the pie is, we've actually went too far there, sorry. Xpertdoc is going to provide you the ability to compare these documents immediately and control those changes. We can look and compare the original to the local version, the original to the local version to the updated, all the way to the original to the updated. Whether that's 1, 2, 5, 100, we can compare and show you the differences at a fingertip, single click of the difference between these documents and allow you to make educated and confident decisions on what has changed in this document, what do we want to take forward, what do we want to add. And let me give you a little example of that. So from a comparison standpoint, and I'm going to show you the live stuff here in a second, but just to give you a sort of heads up, on the left, you'll see the breakdown of the document. So we take that original AAIS form, we're going to crunch that up and break it down into the individual pieces and parts. from the header, from the body, through the body, and to the footer. So here's the results of that, a little snapshot of here's the original AIS form. Here is a localized version of my original form. See, it's the same form ID. You come down, the same information. I've just personalized it by adding ABC Insurance Company at the top. Down here, we've added a volcanic events, a $1 million limit, and then a footer at the page. Now down the road, we have a new version of this AIS form, 05-1. So when we compare that to the others, you're going to see what's changed. It's highlighted in the blue, the changed language from the document. And then you'll see in the final column is my updated version of 051, or I'm sorry, my localized, personalized version of 0501, which again, we've added the new header with my company name, the language that was carried over in the new form, and then again, we sort of added the volcanic events, the limit, and a footer to the document. Now, for those of you that want to take it a step deeper or want to see that redacted, I want to see what was deleted also. We also have an additional view where you can actually see not only what's changed in the red and underlined, you can see what was deleted. So just another take on that. Here's the new stuff underlined in red. Here's the deleted pieces. And again, we're showing you just what you want to see. We can show you everything that's in the document and also the deleted sections or the changed sections so you can make quick decisions and understand what's going on. Now, one of the things we're going to do, and I'm going to show you some more of this live, again, we get that first AIS template comes in. We're going to convert it to an Xpertdoc template. Here you see our designer inside the Microsoft Word environment with our new data fields on the right. You can see that they've already been added to the document to create the template. And as we promised and talked about, we also provide the ability to turn that into a fillable web form. So it's the same template, but now this is a web application that allows people to go in and fill out the fillable fields on the document. And again, I'll show this live, and keep your eyes open and for emails coming of soon new webinars that might talk about some automation of this process and further things we're doing and planned. With that, I'm actually going to switch over to a live presentation of some of this information now. 1 second. So we're going to start off again. Here's our web form, as we spoke about. Well, let me actually take a step back there. Let me minimize the original AIS PDF document. Now, I'm going to, as I scroll through here, my voice might go a little static, so I apologize for that. But just to scroll down, I'll stop talking for a second. You can see the whole form. So, common form. And we're going to take that form. It comes into the company. Imagine now I want to look at that, and I want to compare that to, so here's the Xpertdoc Content Auditor. I've set this up ahead of time to save a little time here and added, here's my original form, version 1 and version 2, and then here's my localized forms, copies, version 1, version 2. So we'll just bring up version 1 and show you how it's breaking down that document into the individual sections. And you see as we scroll down here, it takes me through the different documents and then say, okay, now we've taken the first copy of that, we've updated it, localized it, let's compare that to the original. So again, we see all the same fields on one, it's on the second one, but for speed and for efficiency, I just want to show me what's different. So I can come up here, and immediately it shows me just what has changed. So in the original header, there's the AAIS stamp. In the localized version, we deleted that. In the localized version, we added a new header with the AAIS and then our company name. We added a volcanic events, $1 million limit, and a footer to the document. So somewhere down the road now, we have an updated version of that. It changes again. So we want to compare, well, what's this new updated version from AIS? Let's see how that compares to our existing documents. So now we have our original, our localized version, and now in blue you'll see what's changed in those documents. Since we haven't personalized it yet, we have none of the personal information or local information. What we do have is a new version number. We have some language changed. What used to be earthquake now is natural disaster, not national disaster. And then we're going to take this, we're going to localize that, add some of the language we want for our organization, and let's compare that now. Before we go to production, I want to look at this. There's no additional changes. No one added something, deleted something in the process of updating this. We can see exactly the language I want to. The only differences are the ones I expected. The new language in the document, our own localized information and personalized information is included. And now we're ready to move ahead. So you can see we can quickly and easily bring the documents up, bring them to your attention, automate this. We can tie this into your workflow. There's a whole long tail to this of what you can do and how we can bring this into your organization to create efficiencies, speed adoption of new forms, customize your documents as needed, and be able to be in control of that. And as I mentioned before, sometimes maybe for those of you that want to see a little additional information, maybe we want the redacted copy. We also have the version you can print out reports. You can workflow this around to show, get approvals of here's the first original, the localized original, 5.1, 5.1 localized. And you can see the language that was deleted, what was added, in each of the pieces along the way. So it's putting you in control. You're not manually doing this. You're not flipping through 20 pages or 6 pages or whatever it is. We're all human. We all have a lot going on. It's easy to miss something. We don't want that to happen. We want to be able to go through and make sure we're seeing every mistake, every change, and we're accounting for that and controlling that. Now, let's flip back and go into the original document. Again, this is the Microsoft Word with the additional, what we call the Xpertdoc Designer added. The additional toolbar quickly and easily allows you to develop your templates, convert other documents into Xpertdoc templates, associate with your data, bring them into the document, set them up, your rules, sub-documents, sub-templates. Just wanted to touch on that. So our AAIS forms come in. We turned it into an Xpertdoc template. We've compared the changes. We're good to go. What is the next step here, or what is maybe the future of this? Well, maybe let's face it, in reality is there's documents and templates. We're able to pull all the data out of our core management system, no matter what that is, if it's a billing system, if it's a OneShield or any of the other systems, our homegrown application. We can leverage and pull all the data you have to fill those fields. But all those fields aren't always data that we have today. Some of them have to be filled in by a live person. So in that case, Xpertdoc offers the web ability to take that same AAIS form and now convert that into electronic form. Now this is our Xpertdoc web portal. I'm just going to expand that view a little bit so hopefully you can see a little better. And you can see this is the same document, just pulling the fields that I need to be filled. It can pull all the fields, some of the fields. We can pull, there's many options here. But just to give you a little bit of a view, again, I can come in and put, the various numbers I need in here. You can have help, hover over help to explain exactly what's going on. I'm going to scroll down here. I'm going to be quiet so we don't get too much static, but let me get down to a lower section. Again, the types of things you expect to see and want to see in a fillable form, drop-down screens. We can have boxes where I check a box. Depending on what I check, do I get additional questions or not? Again, everything you expect. We can execute these. We can save a draft as it. And as I said before, look for future webinars from us talking and showing how we can automate this process in creation of these forms, which even gives you greater savings and greater efficiency and getting documents into your production, into people's hands where they're adding value. Now the output, when we're done, and I did one ahead of time just to, again, speed some of this up, to show you that same form, taking the fillable field. And with that, I think at this point I'm going to jump back to our presentation here and open it up for any questions. Francis, I know you're online. If you want to add anything, or do you want to take any questions at this point, or Truman, anything you want to add?
I just wanted to note that just in the example you just showed, that is using the raw XML output from the AAIS underwriting platform. So this is exactly the direction that we're looking to go with the underwriting platform in terms of getting the forms and the transaction support into a basically a customer presentable document right out of that system. So I mean, again, from our perspective, it's really about ease of use and being able to be, more successful more quickly, leveraging the AAIS program. So this is very exciting for us and really facilitates some great, again, transaction support.
Yeah, we're very excited about this and seeing all the possibilities on some of all the stuff that AAIS is rolling out, some of the synergy between what Xpertdoc brings to the table along with some of your other partners like FJA and some other associates. Members, and as you said, the ability to increase the efficiency of the adoption of the new forms into the production environment. The ease of use to customize and localize documents is very exciting stuff. Marlene, do you have any questions you want to move to? Well, I think we might have.
Either she might be muted, Marlene. Are you muted?
We might have muted Marlene there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm back. Apologies. Yes, we have one question, and it's, does this show changes in statement or expression code? And Francis has provided an answer. Francis is having difficulty connecting to the platform, so perhaps I'll just read his answer out.
Okay, that's great.
The answer is yes, the solution can be configured to show just the text changes or text and code changes. And Xpertdoc uses this same technology for its migration capability that won the SMA Award. So please let me know if that answers your question, and please feel free to send any other questions in.
Yeah, and anyone thinking of, we're recording this today, so we will be presenting this later on. You can reach this from multiple locations, which will send you a follow-up. And you'll see my email address down at the bottom, jthuma@expertdoc.com. Feel free to reach out with us, ask any questions about what we talked about today, about the migration needs or any of your document output needs. We're very excited for having everyone here today. And I know sometimes once you walk away, sort of, oh, I want to ask this. So feel free to follow up with us via email or phone call.
Sorry, Jim, there's another question. Where and how do you define the business rules for dynamic data default on the forms?
Well, that can be done within the Xpertdoc designer itself, and we're happy to do follow-up demos and presentations, and might be in a webinar coming soon. Show you some more of that.
Okay.
And for our side, just from the underwriting platform side, we've got the ability to set those defaults in the data packet itself if you wanted to do it, in the transaction system. Just so I think there's a couple of opportunities there depending on the type of default you're working with.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it. And that's the true. We can actually pull it as Truman stated. We can pull that with a data upload as well as build that into the form itself. And in honesty, we see it both ways, and many times it is coming right from the XML input or whatever data input from your core solution.
Great. We will have this webinar up on AAIS Direct, hopefully in just a matter of days, so keep an eye out for that as well.
There's one other question that's come in. Do you need a predefined Accord XML?
No, you don't. It doesn't have to be predefined Accord XML. We can work with predefined Accord XML as well as any of your other data sources. The Xpertdoc solution actually allows you to bring in XML, SQL. We have multiple options under the data source configuration to bring data into the solution. And that's really, it talks to the flexibility of Xpertdoc, but also the reality of the real world, that as much as there are some great standards like Accord, there's also a ton of other formats, and we're bringing data in from all over, and actually multiple sources. So bottom line, yes, bottom line is no, it doesn't have to be in that format, but you do have multiple options out there, and we can handle that. Marlene, is that all we have for today?
That is all we have for the time being. As Jim mentioned earlier, his email address is there. If there are any other questions that come up, please send them through. And, oh, we do have another question. Okay, so this is helpful. Thank you. Are all components available for comparison, as in data source changes or initialization coding? We have run into issues of timeouts using the data source button and had to move the entire code to the initialization code. So I guess the question is, are all components available for comparison? And the issue of timeouts that this company has run into in the past.
Yeah, I'm not sure what there's. I'm not sure about that. As far as that might be a great one for Francis. I don't know if you're still around, Francis, or if you could type in your answer to that. If not, we can definitely follow up on that.
Yeah, France, yes, it's just come in. Yes, the entire code can be audited.
Okay. Thank you.
So I trust that has answered the question. Great, well, some great questions.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Thank you for your interest. Yep, it seems to have answered the question. Thank you. Well, if there are no further questions, I guess we will end the seminar. The link to the recorded seminar will be made available to you all. And thank you again for your time and interest.
Thank you.
Thank you, Truman. Thanks, Jim.